Hello everyone, it's me. You may have thought that I've been gone, but I'm back, and I'm here, and I'm still here, and I'm still here making videos. Um, just took an extended break because of class and stuff, and I'm late this week, of course, because I'm always late with these, except for the few times that I'm not late, even though I tried to not be late, and I tried to get them up the next day, but things happen. So, Dancing with the Stars premiere, season 27. It was a two-night premiere, actually. It was Monday and Tuesday. Um, Monday was the dance, the performances. Tuesday was the results show. So we already lost somebody, as most of y'all probably know because I'm late. You probably have watched other people and all that stuff. So you know. But yeah, um, all three judges are back. Aaron and Tom are back. Mm, I actually have really quick, kind of off the topic of the performances, but still talking about Dancing with the Stars. Um, it's kind of interesting to me that Aaron has stayed for so long because if I look back, or the first person co-host Lisa Canning. She was only there for the first season. Then seasons 2 through 9, Samantha Harris was there, and then seasons 10 through 17, um, Brooke Burke Charvet was there. So Erin Andrews started in season 18, in season 27. So she's already kind of been around longer than all the other previous co-hosts. So I'm kind of wondering what the thing is with that. Because I was kind of expecting them to find somebody else into season 25, but I don't know. Maybe it's because maybe she just works well. I don't know. I thought Samantha worked well. I thought Brooke worked well. So I'm not sure what the thing is with that. But that's kind of just a beside, as a side note, just something that I've noticed. Um, Glad that we don't have. Maybe it's because um, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, premiere. We have 13 couples. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started with the show. So up first was Mary Lou Retton and Sasha Farber. They had a cha cha, and she got a 19. Before I talk about her, I'm going to say this because I know this is going to come up. If I say something good about Mary Lou, it doesn't mean that I'm supporting everything that she does. It seems to me that a lot of people feel like if you support, not support, but if you say somebody did something good, um, that means you support everything that they've ever done in their life, which is not the case. You can be an adult about something, um, or really just have common sense, and you can have you can say, oh, somebody so and so had a good dance, so and so did this very well, so and so did this very well, and still be able to separate that from another thing that they've done. And this happens to be with her standing behind Larry Nasser, that monster for at not UCLA, University of Michigan, I want to say, um, and USA Gymnastics and the Olympics and all that stuff. So, yeah, with that said, I don't support her supporting him. I think that's trash. But I'm not going to be talking about it on the show because, one, I don't want to open that wound up for people. I know it's still fresh and we are reminded of it every single day. If you live in the US, if you live elsewhere or whatever, you might have heard of this, but the Supreme Court justice nominee is going through this whole thing, and we're seeing how Congress really does not care about victims and stuff. And Dr. What's her name? Christina Brisley Ford. Hold on, let me see. I'm getting off into a whole other thing. I'll get back into it. But anyway, we see how, um, you know, people aren't taken seriously and stuff. And I'm not trying to open up that wound. I'm trying to keep this, I don't want to say it's free from like everything, but I want to make sure it's a safe place. So we won't be talking about that. We'll only be talking about what Mary Lou does on this show. So with that said, her cha-cha was good. She got a 19. At the end of the night, I realized, not realized, but kind of saw she should have gotten higher. But that tends to happen to like the first like half of the show. A lot of the couples in the first half of the show tend to get underscored, and then the judges tend to like shift and start scoring couples um, in a way that isn't so stingy. And the second hour, it's really weird the way they do the performance show, but it's whatever. I want to make sure I get that lady's name right. Dr. Ford. Her name is Christine Blasey Ford. There we go. Yes, Christine Blasey Ford is her name, Dr. Ford. Anyway, so Mary Lou's Cha Cha was very good. She does have some, at least on that show, she has some musicality issues. She had some, she kind of is very, I don't want to say stompy, but very, she like hits her moves very hard to the point where it looks punchy and it doesn't flow as well as it should. Um, but she did really well. I don't know how old she is, but she is the oldest gymnast that we've ever had in the show. But it's nice to see that gymnastics perfectionism and the just her technique was so very really good, especially just looking at her feet. If you looked at her feet were amazing. So yeah, I thought it was very good. She has a lot of potential to do great things on the show. Up next was Milo Manheim. He is from, I smacked my teeth a lot. He's from Disney movie Zombies, and Whitney. They had a cha-cha as well. I thought this was really good. I was very surprised by this. I wasn't surprised that he was a good dancer. I was surprised at how well he moved and how in control of his body was, seeing as though he's a 17-year-old boy and he's very tall and not, he's like 6'2". He's very tall, but he also has very long limbs. And for him to be as comfortable as he was, and for him to be as in control of his body as he was, and just be as confident and as sure of himself as he was, I had to commend him. It was honestly, I loved a lot of dances, but it was my favorite dance of the night because of the fact that it just was so shocking to me, and I was not expecting that. Seeing as though being a tall person myself, and seeing as though I was some years ago, I was 17. I know how it feels to be tall and awkward and not want to hit people and stuff, especially with long limbs. I have long limbs, and not wanting to like lose control of your limbs or whatever, not really knowing what to do with them because one wrong move and you could take out 5 other people or whatever. I know how that feels. So for him to kind of not have that, kudos to him. And I don't know if Whitney had something to do with that. But it's so great for her too. It was really good to see that. Up next was Ivana Lynch from Harry Potter. She played Luna Lovegood. Harry Potter, one of my favorite things in the world. And Keo, they had a foxtrot, and I thought this was brilliant. I love the dance. I thought they were underscored. I thought Milo was underscored too. He got a 20. Ivana got an 18. I think they were extremely underscored. She should have or she should not have gotten the 5 from Lynn. That was garbage. I honestly would have given her a 21. I would have given Milo a 21. I would have given Mary Lou a 20. Yeah, I just thought it was great. I love her, the way that she moves. She just moves very effortlessly. But I could see, as the judges said, with her shoulders, she kind of like dances with her shoulders a lot, to kind of just let that settle down and then just kind of really flow into it. But she's a great dancer, you can already tell. Um, I'm excited to see what Keo is able to do with her. This is the best piece of choreography I've seen from him since his season 22 with Jodie. Although I don't really care for super staccato-y foxtrots, I did love this dance. Um, but yeah, um, I wish he would have smoothed it out a bit more. Up next we had I'm trying to remember who number 4 was. It was another foxtrot. I think it was Danielle and Artem. Let me just make sure. Um, yep, Danielle and Artem. They had a foxtrot as well, and they got an 18. I thought this was the perfect score for them. I thought it was a perfect. Um, the judges scored them properly. There we go. So Danielle is a Paralympic skier. I want to say she just won a bronze medal. Um, is it a skier? Yes, alpine skier. She just won bronze at this at which one? Oh, she didn't win bronze. Well, she got bronze at the 2010 Winter Paralympics. She has also competed in the 2014 and the most recent 2018 ones. So she's a veteran. Um, she is blind. She has a disease that she gets her eyesight degenerates over time. Um, from what I've heard her say, she's basically blind, but there are certain things that, like, there are certain parts of her eyes that still work, but over time she is expecting for that to be lost as well. So it's the first time we've ever seen had a contestant on the show who is blind, and it is amazing to see what she was able to do. I've always been a little bit worried about, people who, um, about people who were blind being on the show. I've heard people throw out like Stevie Wonder, and it's always been nerve wracking for me just because there's like, we've had people with disabilities on the show, um, but we've never had somebody who can't see what they're doing. And so that's always made me nervous because it's like it's a live show and so much can happen. And I just want people to be safe. Um, but Artem did an amazing job. One, you need a great partner. And Artem has been I mean, their bond together is amazing. The trust that they formed with each other, um, they had to do it very quickly because there's no other way to like get things done. But the way he can communicate with her, the way that he knows what she needs to do, and in such a short period of time, I think that's great. I think Arden's a perfect partner for her. I love this partnership. I thought this dance was really good. Her shoulders were very stiff, um, but I'm gonna chalk that up to nerves. Um, so I feel like this week she'll be better with that. Um, Honestly, I love this. I do hope she can go far. I'm not sure, but we will see. I really like the partnership though, I really do. So up next we had, um, was it Bobby? Yes, it was Bobby Bones and Sharna. They had a jive, and they got a 20. And I honestly thought that this was probably scored properly, but looking back on the other dances of the night, you could tell that the other, like three other dances, had been underscored in comparison to this one. So I don't want to take anything away from what Bobby did because what he did was really good. He did a really good job, high energy, stayed on time mostly. The performance was really good. He got through it. Um, you could tell that dancing is not the most natural thing for him. You could tell he's really thinking about it and really making sure he stayed on music, stayed on time, and did the technique right, and really made sure he got the steps and all that stuff. You could see everything going in his mind. So, but he still did a great job, so you can't take that away from him. My only thing is, I do want him to settle down just a little bit. Um, I'm not sure if that was just a one-time thing or whatever. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna give him that celebration that he had because it was the first dance, first night premiere. He was probably super nervous. Didn't think he was gonna get through it. Got through it. Got through it with little to no mistakes. Little mistakes. Um, it may have probably been the best time he's run through it, and he did it when it counted. So I'm going to give him that. I'm going to allow him to have that moment. However, I need him to be careful because there were murmurings that he might have hurt himself when he fell. And also, I just feel like I said this on my blog, but I just need him to not give us the college frat boy uh, celebrations all the time. That's all. Um, it's just a personal preference. I don't dislike him or anything. It's just something that I noticed. Um, I do worry about how good he'll be after this, but we will see. I think he'll do a great job of connecting with the audience, and um, him and Sharna already seem to really have a good partnership. So, it's already half the battle. Up next was Juan Pablo de Pache. He is from, he's on Family Matters, right? No, oh gosh, not Family Matters. The show with the Olsen twins that they're not on anymore. And Candace Cameron Bure and Jodie Sweeten. I almost called her Jodie Foster. Goodness. Um, he's with Cheryl. They had a salsa. They got a 22. I thought this was a really good dance. Though I wanted more from them because I know, like Milo and like Ivana and like Tanasha and like Alexis, um, I know he has and Mary Lou. I know he has experience. Um, I want more from him. And it could have been the song because I really don't like that song, Dinero. It just never been a fan of it. So maybe that might have been it. I don't know. But I do think that they already have a great partnership. I think their relationship is fine. I like Juan as a person. He seems cool. Um, and he is a good dancer. He has a lot to offer. I just want Cheryl to really go for it because she has somebody who's truly capable. Um, and yeah. So up next we had Nikki Glaser, who's a comedian, and Gleb, and they had a salsa as well. They got a 17. I think this was scored properly. Um, it wasn't a bad dance by any means. I did not like the choreography, but I feel like that's something I always say about Gleb. Um, Anyway, I thought I heard something. Something I always say about Gleb, he needs to step up his choreography because I'm really sick of I'm really sick of watching him just do whatever with the choreography. And anyway, I thought she did a pretty good job. It wasn't bad. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't good. It was decent. She stayed on time mostly. The technique, eh, it needed work. Her hips weren't really there, but she had fun. You could tell she was nervous, but she had fun. I thought the judges were a little harsh on her, um, but I thought she did a good job. Up next was Alexis Ren. She's an Instagram personality and a model and all that stuff. She's partnered with Alan. She had a jive, a score of a 21. I thought she could have gotten a 22. I thought she did, or a 23, a 22. I would have given her the same score as Juan Pablo. I thought she did a really good job. Her legs are amazing. She has a dancer's body. I'd say Nikki has a dancer's body too, but Nikki doesn't really know what to do with her body. Alexis has a dancer's body as she's tall and her legs just are go on for days. I love that. Her so really everything that she does looks good on her, and she knows how to move her body so everything does look good on her. Um, those kicks and flicks where I just was staring at her legs, and because I was staring at her legs, I could see that she was messing up. But because she knows how to move her body, um, her mess ups almost looked like it was supposed to happen. But if you really paid attention, you could tell that there was something going on in the middle there. Again, I really love the dance. I thought she did a great job. Excited to see what she's able to do in the coming weeks. John and Emma were next, and they had a foxtrot. Um, John Schneider, he's a country singer and he's an actor. He was in the Dukes of Hazzard. Um, I thought he did a good job. Um, I think a lot of people seem to be under the impression that he was going to be bad. I don't know why, because we've had a lot of people on the show like him who aren't bad, and he's partnered with Emma, and Emma knows exactly what to do with a partner like him. So I don't know why people thought that he was going to be bad out the gate, but he wasn't. He was decent. He wasn't definitely not the best, uh, but yeah. Um, yeah, I thought he did a good job. I don't have much else to say. He does have this weird thing where he's like leading with his chin, and it made the rest of his posture go out of whack. Um, so they need to fix that for sure. And he also seems just to be a little heavy on his feet when he is in hold. Um, but when they got out of hold, you could really see him shine. So that's another thing. He seemed to, at the end of the night, he did seem to kind of fade into the woodwork a bit, which is a bit of an issue, especially if you go into Tuesday night, which I will talk about. Up next was Tinashe and Brandon. Brandon, who I love, I've loved him since I first saw him on Dancing with the Stars 10 years ago when they were doing the juniors competition. Him and Brittany Cherry were together and were partners, and they won, and they had that one. I can't remember what their first dance was that they beat the other couple, but then they had that paso doble at the end, and I still vividly remember, especially the end of it and how commanding he was and all that. And me and Brandon are very similar in age. And ever since that moment, I've been like, I've always really loved ballroom dance, but ever since that moment, I've been hooked. And I've wanted to really be a good dancer myself. He is the reason why I love ballroom dancing as much as I do, and why I really study it, and why I try to learn it and all that stuff. And all those things. He was the first black male I've ever seen do ballroom dancing, a black boy, and we were both, what were, like, I was 14 when I watched him, he was 13 or something like that. I was like, I want to do that. So, as when people say representation matters, representation does matter. Um, so yeah, I was super excited that he was a pro this season. Super, super excited. And after I heard about him in juniors and what he did there, I was ready for this. So, and then the fact that he got Tinashe, who is a great dancer, as much as her career kind of is like what like it besides her first single Two On, she hasn't really done anything else. It's so sad. I feel so bad, but I do recognize how great of a dancer she is. And for him to have her, I'm so excited to see what he has to offer with choreography and how he can push her. Um, but they had a jive. I thought this was a fantastic dance. Technically, it was the best dance of the night. Um, Choreography wise, I felt it was the up there as one of the best dances of the night. My issue with the dance had nothing to do with them, it had to do with the song. Because the song just felt weird, it didn't really feel right for that dance. Um, I just wasn't able to really enjoy it the way that I wanted to. And it had nothing to do with Tinashe, it had nothing to do with Brandon, it had everything to do with the song. Um, but still, they got a 23. It was great. It was amazing. I'm excited to see them throughout the season. I think they're going to do a great job. I think they're going to make it to the end. I hope they make it to the end. But seeing the reactions from people and seeing how hungry Brandon is, and really just seeing all of it, it makes me feel like they might be here till the finals. Um, Up next was Nancy McKeon from Facts of Life, and Val. They had a quick step. They got an 18. I thought it was all right. It was an 18 dance. It was scored properly. I thought it was a good dance. It was kind of I didn't care for it. Her posture was iffy. Her frame, as a result, was also iffy. Um, but she did perform it really well. And I thought that Val gave her some really good choreography. If you've watched me for a while, you know I have issues with Val. So the fact that I was able to say that he did a great job with that, um, he did a good job. Yeah, they got an 18 for that. Up next was Joe Amabile. He's from The Bachelorette and The Bachelor in Paradise. And Jenna, they got a 14 for their quick step. Started out all right, but it quickly fell apart because Joe just got lost in everything and just they couldn't get it back, and it was a disaster. It's unfortunate. You could tell he was really beating himself up. The judges didn't really help all that much. Um, it's just really hard to watch that unfold. But um, he got a 14, so and he still was safe. How much longer? I'm going to be on here for. I'm going to do a part 2 of this video. Finally, we had DeMarcus Ware. He's a football player, played for the Dallas Cowboys. He also played for the Broncos. He was part of the Broncos when they won Super Bowl 50. He retired as a Dallas Cowboy. Um, and he is a very good dancer. He is with Lindsay. They got a 23 for their cha cha. Really good dance. I loved his blazer. I really loved it. I love shiny things. Call me tacky, but I thought it was good. His arms were doing some weird stuff, but otherwise, I thought it was a good dance. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed them together. I think they're going to be a good time. I think they're going to last a long time too. And everyone this season, I'm going to say that the closest bet to a lock for the finals is DeMarcus and Lindsay. Because DeMarcus is a good dancer, because the built-in football fan base, because he played for the Cowboys, because Lindsay has the fan base behind her, and because Lindsay is a good, very, very good pro who's going to give him very good um, choreography. So they're probably the closest thing to a lock for the finals. Yeah, um, that was night 1. I'm going to end this, and I'm going to do a part 2 for this to talk about night 2. That video should only be about 10 minutes long, 10 to 15 minutes. But yeah, let me know what you thought about the night, and I will talk to you all soon. Um, oh, also, I'll talk about this in the next video. Till next time. Bye.